friends, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Stacy and I am the Chapter Conundrum. And in today's video, I have another fun, really short tag video for you guys, the March of the Mammoths Tag. And this is one that I was tagged to do by Kevin Toll, and the original creator of this tag is Jim's Books, Reading, and Stuff. I think I have that correct. But I will have both of their videos linked down below. And basically, March of the Mammoths was some kind of reading event within the month of March to help you try and read a mammoth. So anything 800 plus pages. I didn't know that this was a thing, but apparently it's been going for many years running now. And I'm just behind on the times and only now finding out that that's a thing. I have done something similar in the past with my own reading in October and called it like Chonktober. And then I've also heard of things like Tome Topple, but I think that one's more like 500 plus. Anyway, I think it's cool as a fantasy reader to have a month where you kind of try and prioritize getting to some of those maybe intimidating, maybe some longer reads. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the questions for this tag. So the first one is, are you currently reading a mammoth? And the answer to that sadly is no. My reading so far in 2025 has been a little bit dismal compared to what I normally read. And so I just haven't prioritized picking up those really chunky, longer books yet this year. Question 2 is, what is the biggest book you have ever read? And I had to think about this one, but I'm pretty sure that it's The Fiery Cross by Diana Gabaldon. This is the 5th Outlander book. And depending on what edition you have of this, it comes in somewhere between a whopping 1,400 and 1,500 pages. This particular edition that I have is 1,443 pages. So yeah, quite a chunker there. Question 3 is, what is the smallest book you've ever read? And I don't actually know. I'm sure there have been like some, like short story ebook things that I've picked up that are relating to series that I'm in the middle of. But the shortest physical book I can remember reading is a little novelette called Eleanor's Shard. And it was just something I found at my local used bookstore. And it just happened to be a signed copy. And I thought, hey, that's cool. I need to pick this up and check it out. And it was like 99 cents or something. But yeah, it looked interesting, so I checked it out. Question 4 is the size of a book intimidating? For me personally, not usually. More for me, it's like the density or the amount of detail that is in something that's going to intimidate me. Like, I'm not necessarily worried to pick up fantasy romance that's like 1,000 pages because I know it's still going to be very easy to get through and easy to read, and it's not going to take a ton of brain power. But when you're talking about, starting an epic fantasy series where the magic system is going to be very detailed, that the plot is going to be very intricate, that's a bit more on the intimidating side for me. The kind of one exception to this is maybe like if I am planning something reading wise coming up and I don't want to have something carry over into the time I have planned for that, then maybe the size of something is intimidating for the window that I have to read it in. But overall, in general, size usually isn't intimidating for me. It's more the density. Question 5 is size a consideration when you're deciding what to read next? It can be, for sure. I think a lot of the time it's more based on my mood and what I have to get to in terms of my TBR and what library holds are coming in. But definitely it can be. Kind of going back to the last question, like if I have upcoming plans, I'm trying not to carry a book over into, I'm going to pick up maybe something shorter or something I know I can get through a little bit more easily. Or certainly if I'm going on vacation and I'm packing, like I don't want to be packing a mammoth in my suitcase. I'd rather pack something slimmer that I can get through the whole thing on my vacation. Question 6 is, how many pages long is the book you are reading right now? And actually, just yesterday, I started The Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty. And I'm doing this on audio, so I don't actually have the physical page count in front of me to check. But according to Amazon, the paperback is listed at 656 pages. So not overly long, not short either. Question 7 is, what is the average length of books that you read? And this is something I like to work out in my yearly stats every year. So I don't know, like overall, encompassing everything I've read for the last several years, what my average length is. But I did work out that for 2024, my average page count was about 370 pages. I'll put it on the screen when I check for sure what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's around 370. Question 8 is, do you think humans will bring back mammoths from extinction? I know that there have been discussions about like that we have mammoth DNA and that it's like possible maybe. I don't see it happening. I mean, I would be curious if it did, but I just don't really see it happening. And question 9 is, do you think they should? No, I don't think necessarily we should. I don't know, because it's been so long since they've gone extinct. Like, do we know enough about them in terms of like what they do to the ecosystem that we have currently? In my experience, a lot of the time, like when the Ministry of Natural Resources or the MNR, where I'm from, Canada, messes with introducing something into the wild that isn't necessarily like naturally there, it ends up having like some other effect that they didn't necessarily foresee, and it ends up being like this perpetual issue. So I think, yeah, like I don't know if we necessarily know enough about them and how they would affect an ecosystem overall. I don't necessarily think it's a great idea. The last bit, of course, is to tag some people, and I'm not sure if any of my friends have actually done the March Mammoths event, especially because I hadn't heard about it. So I'm just going to say, if you are watching this and you want to do this tag, consider yourself tagged. So let me know down below in the comments, do you ever challenge yourself in your reading plans or monthly TBRs to read a certain type of book? Do you do anything like this where you try and read really chunky mammoths in a month? Or is this a new concept for you? Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe on your way out if you want to, and have a great day. Bye.